Welcome to a new test and teardown video. This time I think it's going to be the last Nucletronics I will show you guys. This one is the type IMS 101 and I think it's definitely the most modern of my Nucletronics units. It is in a rather nice, I think this is aluminium, brushed aluminium or stainless steel cabinet, and a nice leather strap, and it's quite heavy, and yeah, it looks like a rather big, is it a touch screen or something like that? We've got some, that's the only interface there is, those 5 buttons. Oh, this one is a little bit broken. An LED and a connector like that. So this is probably charge or power supply. What you see, oh, this is a little bit untraditional, isn't it? So they soldered. This is the protection for the limo connector for the sensor. I think that looks a little bit like how you're doing it, huh? But that is all I find. Of course, I can't power it up because nothing seems to happen when I turn this on. So, and because of its weight, I think there's probably a very big battery in this unit. So, and I don't find any other connectors. So what have we got in here? Any kind of... Oh, what? That is a disk drive. And there's even a high density disk, and it's write protected. So that means it is probably an operating system, because this is read when you can't see through that hole, so it's write protected. Interesting. Let's put this back in. Aha, so there's probably a PC or something in there. Maybe it boots its operating system or something. But I think the only way to proceed here is to open it and see what's going on. I really wonder what are they doing, and maybe there's some stuff under there. I don't know, but I think that will be the screws to get in here, right? Well, let's figure this out. This is one of the things I find really funny about making those videos. To pull stuff apart, that is to find all sorts of cool things. I had a lot of problems pulling this thing apart, and it turns out that those screws here at the front, they're, of course, you're not supposed to take these off, right? And it's only the ones at the edge, because this holds everything here. At the bottom, you're only supposed to take away 3 of the screws, not the 4th on the back. And then you can pull out the entire unit like this. I don't know if this was something I did when I pulled a little bit here, but everything is out of the sockets. So I will have to remove this piece of aluminium, and then I will have to fix this. I think this one is a PC plug-in card, and that will be a main board, probably ESA expansion sort of system, so you can plug in other PC interface boards. They also made a little power supply board for the sensors and the high voltage parts. Of course, there's a big lead acid battery right here. And it was, of course, flat, so I'm trying to see if I can get a little bit of juice back into that one, just to see if I can get this up and running. I found a lot of funny things. I would probably like to dig a little bit deeper into this. See, this is their power supply boards to create all the different voltages. It's driving also supplying also the disk drive. Here is a little speaker amplifier or something like that. It looks a little bit like how are you doing? And what exactly is that? And that is of course the screen module, screen driver for the display. The VGA connector is also a little bit homebrew kind of style, right? And look at that board down there. This is a keyboard circuit board. And see, here's the keyboard connector. Isn't that cute? So it's a PS2 keyboard connector, and that is of course the circuit board. And see all the thin white wires down there? They're just connected to the keyboard arrow keys and enter keys and stuff like that to control the menu system directly. They could have used a parallel port or anything like that, but no, they wanted keyboard interface. Quite cool, huh? And that's of course the super nice limo connector they always use for all their sensors and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll try and see if I can restore all this and get something on the screen, but it looks a little bit like we got no hard drives, we got no RAM. Is that RAM, right? And then we got no this is also a hard drive interface, I think. So it's looking like it's just booting on a disk drive, and that's all there is to it. I don't know what that is. This could also be a oh, this is an SSD. Look at that. So it's booting on this SSD. Okay. So here goes all or nothing. Let's try and power it up and see what happens. Okay. It's using too much power. So my current limit just went on here. So I have to adjust this to a lot more amps. Okay, so now that is 3 amps, and let's try again. Did you hear that? It went... Oh, that is nice. It is booting. CMOS checksum. Oi, 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 oi. Main processor. It's a 333 megahertz. How cool is that? So we got... Why isn't it booting on the... So F1, is it this? Oh, I need to go and find a keyboard. Oh, that sucks. A PS2 keyboard. Oh no. Let me try without this one and see if it will boot on the hard drive. It says default loaded. And then what? Okay, we don't have a boot drive. Nah. So I've been fighting a little bit with this unit, and it says, as I already shown, default loaded. Press F1 to continue. So I don't have any F1 to continue because this is a PS2 keyboard, and I don't have any of these stocked. And if it's supposed to be today, I am a little bit stuck. But there's also another problem. The CMOS battery was sitting here on top of this chip and connected to that little white connector down there. And the CMOS battery had like 0 volts on it. So here is a normal 2032, and that is 3 volt. So I think that maybe I can do a little bit of hold this here and do some tape and stuff. And probably the CMOS can now remember the settings, and then I can perform a new reboot, and it will stay with the defaults and probably reboot. I don't know. I mean, that is my test. Let's try and see what happens. So this is with a new CMOS battery, and we'll just flip it on and see if I am any more luck. Of course, the first power on, I expect it to say exactly the same, right? See, default loaded, la 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 la, and I don't have any F1, so all I can do is flip that off. So next time it should obviously not load defaults. No, it's the same crap. So default isn't helping me to boot anything. There isn't any bootable. I don't know. I think we need to go into the setup to make it boot on the. Oh, damn it! So I drove all the way to Stenløse to pick up a keyboard with a PS2 connector, and I think I only need this to hit the F1 key, because I think this is what is needed to proceed from the CMOS default loaded. See, it says F1 to continue, and then what? It's actually booting. What are you doing? Well, look at that. I think this is their software that is running, and for some reason it's saying a lot of annoying sounds. I've been playing a little bit around with this software and this unit, and it definitely looks like it's trying to tell me something is going on here. So it is reading out some stuff here. As I don't know if you can see, there's a white bar here that's showing some stuff. But if I take this cable and move this, see? So this tells me we got some loose connections in the cable. This can't be good. So, yeah, probably this works. I don't have any radioactive sources or anything like that, so I can't really tell exactly what is going on and what it says, but I can maybe show a little bit better picture of the screen here. This is the menu. If I hit F4, I go into some setup. That seems to be setup database for nuclear lock. And what have we got? So that will be the different measurements or whatever it's measuring at the moment. And see, here's the high voltage, 1100 volts. So this is probably the voltage needed for this sensor they're using. And you can probably go, yeah, on the previous menu, you use your, okay, what do I do? Got no clue what I do. Anything to exit? Okay. And then the only other, I figured out there's F10, and then you can exit the program. Probably there will be a lot of other funky, I don't know exactly. Oh, so it's also responding. Well, I can't really show a lot more. I think we should try and look a little bit at the plug-in boards. So I believe this one here is the power supply to drive the PC, right? We got 4 lamps down here on the main board, or the backbone connector board, and that's plus 5 volt and negative 5 volt, plus 12 and minus 12. And I think we don't need a negative 5 because we don't use audio for the PC and serial and stuff like that. So that's probably why that lamp is not lit. So we can try and pull out the power supply. I'm trying to understand what exactly is going on here. So that will be different wires for some power supply stuff that goes. And this beeper interface here, yeah, see, I had to put a piece of tape over it, is absolutely terrible. What is going on here? And we got some wires to the motherboard, no, to that power supply board, and that is sort of it. I was expecting the wires to come from the PC, but it comes from this board, and this is really weird. What are they doing with this sounder? And there's a little IC here, so probably a little counter or something like that to create the beep beep. That is some weird. So that will be the power supply unit, and they just plug it in here to the main board, and it looks a little bit homebrew. So here's a little regulator, and here's of course a little switch mode regulator, and here's another one, a simple switcher. So yeah, that is how they're manufacturing the different voltages. And this is the plug-in board that handles the sensor up here, and this is the switch mode power supply that is generating the 1100 volts. We probably got some analog interface chips right here to handle the sensor, and that will be the parts interfacing to the, I think this is ISA, so it's an ISA interface to that PC motherboard. So that will be the address and data buses interfaces and address decodings going on right here. So that is yeah, what they're doing. And again, why is this driving a little beeper like that instead of using the PC sound interface? That is something I do not understand. And here is the PC card, and I believe this one is from 2006, at least that is what is written on the BIOS interface. And see, here's a tiny little beeper as well. And yeah, you can power this off just by those power connectors here. I think you don't really need to use this ISA connector if you don't need any plug-in modules. And it says here a GX466, and I think I saw on the BIOS it's equivalent to 333 megahertz 486. I mean, that is quite a lot of power for a 486 compatible machine. But today a board like this would be absolutely useless. First of all, it's ISA. It's absolutely terrible today, and they are, I mean, half the size, and that's even the big ones today. And here is the hard drive, 40-pin hard drive, 32 megabytes. How about that? And it's powered using a little cable to the power supply. I mean, that is some funny. Yeah, and here's my little battery implementation because it didn't work, the battery. That will be the backlight converter, and this is of course the screen interface that handles the flat panel using this little cable here. And of course this board can interface to a lot of different panels. This is why you have all these different connectors for whatever type of panels you got. So this is a VGA input multi-interface board, and yeah, you power it here, and that will be the keyboard board, the circuit board from a keyboard. So you see here is the PS2 keyboard, and this is of course wired just to do up and down and enter and stuff like that on a proto board. There's something here that I find a little bit scary. Let me show you. What is that little piece of wire doing there? Can you see it in the middle of the picture? And this is the positive. That one. It scares me when people don't do stuff like this correctly. I mean, that is not good. And you should have put like some heat shrink around this, or at least soldered this correctly. See again here, those little thin. This just shows a little bit of poor workmanship. Not so good. So you might ask yourselves, what can you use? Yeah, what can we use this for today? What do I know? It's like a really old computer, isn't it? But it should be able to at least run a little computer game like this, right? I mean, how about we just use this for something intelligent, you know? I think that's a good idea, isn't it? So I think I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and I hope you come again soon. Okay? Bye bye. Now I'll sit and have a little fun with this. It's like 30 years ago I tried to play this, so I can't even remember where the heck to go and what to do. Oh, there's a door over here. Can I go in there? No, I cannot do that. Okay, so bye bye. Thank you for watching.